I mean, you may not notice what pin is off spot exactly, but in reference to the other pins, it just doesn't look right. Leanne's game. Now watch as she pushes the ball down immediately on her first step. She's walking much straighter than we've seen her in the past. She hits the line, then pulls the ball through. So she's actually a little bit of ahead of her ball. She plants, and very strong player. All 5 players on the telecast throw the ball extremely hard. We were unable to use our bowler track system this evening. Judy Sutar was on hand to run that.
All right, well, Leanne with a strike in the 7th leads comfortably by 42. We'll be back with a completion of game number 1 right after this. I'll tell you. And here's a replay of the shot that just went flying by. Nikki-Gianulias said that if there was something that happened to her this week, Leila, if she got the ball a little bit right at target, her reaction was dead skate. She wasn't like some of the other players who got away with it.
Yeah, I watched a lot of the players bowl last night, and it really appeared that they could throw the ball right and get it back, and the back ends were really jumping. But that was the evening block, so as you can see here, you know, the lane should have been dressed a little bit more like the morning blocks, a little bit tighter.
Still a large advantage for Leanne-Barrette. Nikki-G trying to come from behind. Did that most of last night. As we mentioned, she won 7 of 8 matches. Got to the telecast in the number 5 position, and if she could have bowled exclusively on 23 tonight, she might have won this opening game.
2 players, Jeannie Maiden and Lori Nichols, right in the running for that number 5 spot last night. It was a great finale. Here you can see once again on lane 23, she just has this lane zeroed in, rips the 5 right into the 7.
Leanne trying to double up and extend the lead, and this time she leaves the half 10. So from our perspective, it would appear as if lane 24 would be the tighter of the 2 lanes.
Definitely, and you can see the difference in both of these players' game, where Leanne is able to open up lane 24 and get the ball back, versus Nikki really has been unable to do that.
Tremendous advantage when you can throw it a touch right and get it back.
Well, that's been Leanne's strong point so far in her career.
I have a feeling that trend is going to continue as well. Already just 23 years of age, 9 professional victories. Trying to win her 2nd in a row here in Albuquerque. Trying to become the 2nd 3-time winner this year, as will our top seed Lisa Wagner, should she come away with a victory tonight. Of course, Tish Johnson's the only player on the LPBT Tour with 3 wins in 1990.
And 2 of those players tonight on the telecast, both Lisa and Leanne, could tie her.
Yep. Oh, things are going to get interesting here the last couple of weeks because, well, although Tish has an advantage money-wise, although if Leanne wins tonight, she moves into the number 1 position. Lisa Wagner hasn't won as much money as Tish Johnson, but of course, the other thing is Tish wins 3 in a row, which in itself is a record-tying, I should say, feat. So she's done something that only 6 other players in the history of the game have ever done.
It's always interesting towards the end of the season. Last year we saw Robin Romeo and Cheryl Daniels battling it out for those last couple titles and that Bowler of the Year honor.
Last couple 3 years though was Lisa and then Robin, and there were some real front runners, I should say. This year it's a little different. There's 5 girls realistically that have a shot at that Player of the Year honor.
Well, there were a lot of first-time winners earlier in the year, Denny. We had Michelle Mullen won her first title. Jerry Edwards won her first title. You know, so many players were jumping in there winning a title, and nobody was really dominating early in the year.
Yeah, this fall swing's been a little bit different. We've seen a similar scenario. Of course, the left-handed players bowled extremely well the first 3 weeks, and obviously they have curtailed here over the last 3. Now some of the more power-minded right-handed players are starting to make the telecast. So we've seen a variety of things here in 1990. For Nikki-Gianulias, it will be 1 game and out, I'm thinking, here tonight. As if she would strike out, it would be a game of 197, and Leanne's got that if she doesn't even show up in the 10th frame.
That's a nice way to win your first match.
So I guess it's going to be Leanne 2 and Nikki 1. Of course, 2 weeks left. Who knows what might happen, right?
Exactly.
You might also point out that these 2 are the best of friends, and that's one of the difficult aspects of playing on a national tour having to bowl a friend or a roommate for a title or in the championship round. I mean, you obviously want to win, but if you do, you feel bad for them.
Well, they told me they were going to put a little extra on the game, maybe a Diet Coke or something, and they'll have to let me know afterwards what exactly it was that they decided to do.
What a beautiful fall tour thus far for Nikki-Gianulias. She has really been a factor here in the fall.
She's really bowled well in the later part of the years, in the past few years, Denny. In 1986, she really dominated the fall tour on almost every telecast. And I think it might take Nikki a little while to get going after that break that we have in December and January.
Well, you're going to try and slow her down somehow, right? A couple of strikes and a smile. The left-hand lane was dead easy for Nikki-Gianulias. The right-hand lane was the one that provided the problems.
Lane's oiled 32 feet this week, and really did come down to a carry contest. It took 210 over to make the top 24.
Yeah, the numbers were pretty high. High here last year as well, though. So this goes to show you when you get a nice, flat, smooth surface from one end of the bowling center to the other, the ladies are going to hit them.
Good lane maintenance here in Lomas Bowl. The carry has always been very good.
So a game of 197 for Nikki-Gianulias, and I think Leanne can handle the rest. Yep. Whack first shot in the 10th. So for Nikki G, an $1,800 payday, and it's off to Los Angeles for next week's LA Open.
Not too far from home, Vallejo, California, up in the San Francisco area.
Maybe she'll go a little sailing this week or get the catamaran out. I know she likes to do that. Ever done that?
I have never had the opportunity to do that, but it sure sounds like a lot of fun.
Great if you know where you're going. Another strike for Leanne, one more, and she's got 237 in the opening test. Might point out that our top 5 finalists averaged 234.2 on this particular pair of lanes throughout the week, so it's not surprising they're throwing strikes here when the lights are on. And the 4-9 nearly stands, but the 4-pin is all that's left. So a 236 to 197 victory among good friends here in the opening match of the $40,000 Hammer.